Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are broadcasting from St. Louis Park High School, bringing you Metro West Conference Boys Lacrosse featuring the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars and the St. Louis Park Orioles. And those are their records, folks. It looks like a mismatch on paper, but you never know. As Bloomington 9-3, and unfortunately for St. Louis Park 0-11, as we look at Noah Hauser, the goaltender, in white with orange and black trim. Orioles going from right to left, and we're just underway here in quarter number one. Glad you're with us. I'm Robert Christensen, and it's about 55 degrees here. Winds out of the west at about 9 miles an hour. So all in all, a nice night to play, considering all the rain we've had in this area all week long. And right now, Jefferson will have possession, and that is at about the 40-yard line. And number 17, that's Carson Jacobs. He's a ninth grade defender. And we have a whistle, and it looks like a turnover, and Park will get their second possession of the evening, and that's Noah Hauser. He's very much a leader out there, likes to come out of the net, and that's exactly what he's doing here. And he tries a nice pass, and it was right on the mark, but unable to handle it was Gordy Gombold. Couldn't come up with it, and now the Jaguars are in close, and Hauser makes the save right after the turnover. Coming in for Bloomington, number 8. Garrett Lowe came right in on Hauser, and Hauser came up with a big save for the senior leader of the Orioles, and now they have their third possession, trying to get across into the offensive zone, and doing so well there is number 16. That is Levi Larson, and Larson still with the ball, makes contact with the Jaguars' number 16, Benny Henry, and that drew a whistle. And do we have an early timeout on the field? I know St. Louis Park's coach Eric Buckley likes to use his timeouts in prior broadcasts, and that is Buckley's first timeout, so he wants to talk to his fellas here. They're looking for their first win here at home against Bloomington Jefferson, and they have one more match. Or no, this is their last match. They played Kennedy the other night, and we don't have a result on that. So it's very possible they have one win already. But this is the last regular season game for both teams as we look at St. Louis Park's upcoming schedule. Kennedy was just the other night. Today's the 23rd. Jefferson sections start next week. So the Orioles just trying to improve here, and they are playing a very formidable team here in Bloomington Jefferson. They have some impressive wins in their history here. They beat Farmington, Burnsville, Minneapolis, Chaska, Chanhassen, 9-8. That's an impressive win. Kennedy, Apple Valley, Holy Angels, and then they did lose to Benilde the other night, 9-4. So we're back underway. St. Louis Park with possession and with the ball. That is number 12, Parker Bernaldson. And now this will be their first real structured offensive attempt in the first quarter. There's coming up on 10 minutes to go, quarter number one. No score so far. Only one shot on net by Bloomington, and that pass is very errant and out of bounds, and a turnover, unforced error on the Orioles. Will turn it over to the Jaguars. And on the far side, to start it out for the Jaguars, that's number 16, Levi Larson, a sophomore. And he gets it back to the goaltender, who's number 30, Jake McCarthy, a sophomore for the Jaguars. And his pass up to midfield is loose on the ground, but picking it up there is number 17 for the Jaguars. That's Carson Jacobs. He's the 11th grade midfielder, and he turns it over. So lots of turnovers by both teams, and that's a nice pass ahead to number 18 for St. Louis Park. That's Jackson Scherer. Lost it momentarily, still fighting for it, and it's loose, and another turnover. This time to Bloomington's number 16 again, Benny Henry. Henry with it in the offensive zone. They come right in, and Hauser either made that save or it hit the crossbar, and the rebound caroms all the way out to number 20, that is Evan Rosvold, a ninth grader, and he brings it in, and now the Jaguars have it. So back and forth we're going, big time seesaw battle as we now are 9 minutes to go first quarter. Now Jefferson in tight, and there's a shot from point blank range, and that's a goal by number 17 for the Jaguars, Carson Jacobs, the junior midfielder from right out in front, took the pass and put it by Hauser. Here's the replay. Nice pass there to number 6, who does a nice spin move. Look at the passing by the Jaguars. Just a beautiful goal there. Great camera angle, great camera work. My goodness, if you saw the pass to number 6, that's Adrian Ross-Bandith. Then back to 17, Jacobs, and he scores it. That's goal number 1, Jaguars up 1-0. We go back to the center circle, and last time it was Parker Bernaldson. Can't quite get the number of the player for St. Louis Park. That's number 20 for Bloomington taking the draw, Jack Vipon. He's a senior, and Vipon scoops it up. He wins that draw, and those are all important in these lacrosse matches. Possession is important. No shot clocks in lacrosse, so you can hold it for as long as you can maintain possession. And now coming across the top for Bloomington, that's number 6, Aiden. Aiden's a sophomore. Aiden's pass inside right down to number 29, and that ends up in another goal. Max Ritchie this time at the doorstep beats Hauser, and another assist for Aiden as he played an instrumental role, and we're starting to see his value on offense as a superior passer. And there's your goal scorer, number 29, Mac Ritchie, senior attacker, makes it 2-0. Look at the move there by Aiden, just so quick on his feet and still jockeying around there with some fakes, and then he gets it right into the big, strong Max Ritchie, and no one's going to push him out of the way. And we go back to the center circle right away again, and that's Vipon winning it again, number 20. Here come the Jaguars, now 2 goals in a row, and now a third possession. Going for 3 consecutive possessions with goals, and that is number 29, Max Ritchie in the corner. And now it's back out on top to number 19. That's Julian Kidd, a junior. Kidd with it on the far side, being guarded by number 19. That's Liam O'Gara. Now to number 5 for Bloomington, Tommy McNamara, junior. McNamara drives on the right side, finds some space, shoots and scores on the bounce shot. Beats Hauser to his right, just inside the right post if you're Hauser. And here's that replay right there. McNamara on the run. Very impressive body control. And that ball bounced right up underneath the crossbar. Hauser unable to react quickly enough. And now it's just like that. 7:53 to go. First period. And we have a 3-0 lead for the Jaguars. Vipon now in the center circle, going for his 3rd consecutive face-off win. The last 2 resulted in the last 2 goals. And we're back off. Fighting there for it is number 9 for St. Louis Park. He is Flynn Spano, a junior. And again, Vipon wins it, and he has it. And he has it still just outside the 30 in the near hash mark. Now pass into the slot there to number 21 for Bloomington. That man is Reed Wingquist. He's a sophomore. Now back out on top to number 10, that's Matt Zielinski, a junior. Zielinski now all the way over to Aiden, number 6. I'm going to be calling his name a lot, I get the feeling. He really makes the offense go from my point of view as he comes right in and takes his own shot this time, and that draws a flag from the far corner official as the ball goes out of bounds. And I don't know what the cross sign means as we look at that replay. What a shot by Aiden. So 1-minute penalty for slashing is going to go against, looks like it's going to go against Park. Yep, and taking a knee here on the near side for St. Louis Park. Number 10 on Tony Stadler, 1 minute for the junior defender. And now the Jaguars have it with a man advantage and a 3-goal lead as we approach 7 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Ball now up to the top, that's number 19, Liam O'Gara. Back to Aiden, number 6. That's his first name. I have a hard time pronouncing his complicated last name. So Aiden's first name is 6, and that's what I'm going to call him tonight. It's Aydan, and Hauser makes a save. Nice job by Noah Hauser. I love watching him play goal. He's very, very skilled out there. He takes risks, and look at him. He loves to run out, and he makes it fun. No question about it. And there's the pass cross, and easily intercepted by the Jaguars. And now the ball's right back in the offensive zone. 3-on-1 there momentarily. And a miscue on that pass attempted for number 16 for Bloomington, Benny Henney. And there's a turnover. Now St. Louis Park has it. And we have 6:22 to go. Excuse me, and then Bloomington had to sneeze there, and I couldn't find the cough button in time, so I apologize. And there was a goal as I was sneezing. Hauser gives that one up again, but it's really a team game. So that's the fourth goal. Here it is. Number 17 with the pass. That is Jacobs right into Max Ritchie, who got already one goal tonight. So Max Ritchie, number 29, gets his second goal of the night, making it 4-0 here, and we're still just in the first quarter. It's not a surprise as Bloomington coming in here with a 9-3 record with some impressive wins. And now they find themselves up on St. Louis Park, who hasn't won a game all year, unfortunately. So they are definitely in rebuilding mode with a lot of young, inexperienced players. I know they graduated some decent players last year, so this is a rebuilding year. Vipon comes in, walking around them like they're blocking dummies, unfortunately, and delivers that ball right in there, unscathed, untouched. Here's Vipon right off the faceoff, puts the move on, just a little bit of a poke there, and comes right in and beats Hauser. Hauser didn't have a chance. Unfortunately, he was just right in on him. When you're on teams like this, and I've been on teams like this where you lose most or all your games, it does build character. You hate to say it, it's painful, but it's true, and it builds resilience, great skills to have going forward. That's what the high school experience is all about, and so I don't expect Park to give up here at all. And let's see what they can do. They got to win themselves a face-off, though. Vipon has just been dominating, and now he has the ball following another face-off win. And I don't think Park has had the ball since Bloomington has gone on this scoring run here. 5 goals. They keep winning the ensuing face-off, and they score each time afterwards. So this is just sheer domination at this point. Now with the ball, number 15 for Bloomington is Gavin Svensson. He's a junior. Svensson takes a shot from St. Louis Park, and nice defense there by number 25 for Park. That's Sammy Ortiz, the sophomore, allowing the runner there, the attacker, to get by him, but he was able to check the ball out of the basket from behind. I thought that was a very skilled move. So we'll keep an eye on him. I like watching him play defense. That's Sammy Ortiz, the sophomore, and there's a shot and another goal. And again, this time it's Aiden, number 6, getting his second of the night. And that makes it 6. So 6th goal for number 6 for the Jaguars. And here's the replay. He is fun to watch as he slashes and dashes. And just look at the way he's able to control that ball with the fake. That is not an easy skill, and I've never even tried to play lacrosse, but that's got to be hard to keep that ball in, and it looks like you're going to take a shot. Everyone jumps, he pulls the ball back, and it's easy pickings after that. Nice, skilled player there, Aiden, getting goal number 2 for himself, and number 6 for the Jaguars. We go back to the center circle, and we do have someone new in there. That's number 12 for Bloomington taking the draw, giving Vipon. That's Cody Rinquist, a freshman, obviously out there to get some experience, and he wins that, and the Jaguars are back in business, up 6-0. And now back on top to number 12. That's Cody Rinquist. Now over to number 17, Carson Jacobs. And now with it, number 8 for the Jaguars. 8 is Garrett Lowe, another senior attacker. Now back to number 12 with it up top, Rinquist. And now Jacobs. And coming in is Rinquist, and he shoots and scores from the left side, beating Hauser at about shoulder level, it looked like. We'll see how close it was on the replay. But there's the little pass to number 12, Cody Rinquist. The freshman gets the nice goal there from about 15 yards out at a 45-degree angle, beats Hauser in the upper left corner. So they're going high on Hauser. That must be the 4-1-1 on whether you want to go low or high. Even the bounce shot from a player before ended up very high. So they're going high on Hauser with their shots. Whether that has been scouted out and instructed, I don't know, but that's what's going on. And now Vipon back to the center circle, and he wins another one for the Jaguars. This time they're up 7-0. I'm not sure when they go to running time. They must have that rule. 12 goals, I've been informed by Howard, the PA announcer. here at St. Louis Park Orioles Stadium. And we are now in the first quarter, approaching 4 minutes to go, and Jaguars up 7 consecutive goals on 6 consecutive faceoffs since the first one. And now on the far side, that's number 16, Benny Henry, I should say. And St. Louis Park showing some good defense and coming away with it nicely is number 10 for the Orioles, Tony Stadler. And now losing it. Back again. Boy, they just have a hard time keeping control of the ball. Nice pass into number 3, who takes it and puts it in the back of the net. Parker Boone, number 3 for Bloomington Jefferson, the sophomore attacker. And here's a nice pass from number 16, Benny Henry, and he finds number 3, Parker Boone, right on the doorstep. No one in between him except for Hauser, and Hauser gets beat again, and it's now 8-0. 3:43 to go, quarter number 1. My goodness, this has been a barrage of goals. They go to running time when it's either 10 or 12 goals. I'm not sure. There's a difference of opinion about that, but we shall see if they will reach that point. Meanwhile, clock stopped, 3:43 to go, back to the center circle, and that's Vipon again, just dominating and winning again. And they are off to the races. Here comes Vipon, cuts left over to the far hash mark, then he'll spin around and pull up and see what he wants to do. Nice little poke check there from number 32. I don't have a name for him on the Orioles, but I liked his aggressive defensive style. And now the ball is in possession of number 8 for the Jaguars, and he puts it in the net. That's Garrett Lowe this time, number 8, the senior attacker. And now we're at 9 goals. 3:17 to go. That took about 25 seconds in between goals, and it's a tough night here for St. Louis Park once again. And we have a timeout on the field following that 9th goal, I think taken by Eric Buckley. It's got to be tough to coach during these times. This is where you really earn your respect, and you want to keep your players engaged and interested. And it's the last game of the season, so we'll see what happens here. I think if you're St. Louis Park, you want to try to get a goal. And that is the game within the game. Just play for 1 goal. I'm looking at their prior games and how many times, if any, they've been skunked or zeroed out, and they were beat by Benil 25-0 at their place back on April 18th. They also put up zeros against Providence Academy, losing 20-0, and Minneapolis 21-0. And they were zeroed out by Chanhassen a couple weeks ago, and they've had 2 matches with 1 goal apiece. So goals hard to come by. Their biggest output of goals was back on April 22nd against Totino Grace. Although they lost 18, they did score 6 goals. So let's see. And Jefferson is a very good team. I know they gave Benilde St. Margaret's a run for their money, and Benilde has been in the state championship the last 2 consecutive years, and they look to me, from my uneducated lacrosse viewpoint, that they may have their best of the last 3 years. So Jefferson gave Benilde a real tough time, and we'll see if those two will meet again later on in the playoffs or at state. I think they're in the same section, and I'm pretty sure they are. So they may very well meet to go to the state tournament. All right, now Jefferson looks very, very sharp here tonight. And we go back to the center circle. Clock stopped at 3:19, 9-0 on 8 consecutive faceoffs wins, and there's a 9th consecutive win. Will it result in a 10th goal? That's Flynn Spano this time taking the draw for the Jaguars, number 9. And now with the ball on the far side, number 12 for Bloomington, that is Cody Ringquist, who has a goal. Now with it is Reed Ringquist. Lots of familial connections in lacrosse, and both boys and girls. A flag goes up while Jefferson has it. It looks like there's going to be another penalty against St. Louis Park. And coming right in on the doorstep and scoring, number 21, Ringquist. That's Reed Ringquist, the sophomore, spinning and shooting and scoring right here from behind the net, and he just is going to rush it. Kind of goes to his right, and there's the spin move, and then there's the shuffle sidestep, and then he just whips it in there low on Hauser. Hauser throwing up his left arm, just very frustrated, and I can't blame him. And the score now with 2:39 to go is 10-0. So after a scoreless several first minutes in this quarter, it took about 5 minutes, but now once the Jaguars got that first one, they have not given up possession of the ball the whole quarter. And now we're back to the center circle. Slashing penalty coming up on St. Louis Park. So now the Jaguars with a goal are going to get the ball back. Because they scored before the penalty took effect, they now have the effect of another penalty in way. So they're on the power play. Number 32 is on his knee for St. Louis Park, serving out that penalty, and that's a number I don't have, unfortunately. And for his sake, that's probably a good thing. All right, ball goes out of bounds, and the shot there by Max Ritchie. And there's the shot, actually was taken by number 14 firing. That's Keegan Gooden, senior midfielder, taking that shot. Bloomington following that shot, retains possession, moving the ball now. Aiden has it. He's got 2 goals tonight and 2 assists. And right down low, they still got the player advantage, so plenty of room to work with. Who's going to take their shot here? Is the ball, nice fake by number 16, Benny Henry. That's the skill I'm talking about that I think is just invaluable if I were to play this game, is being able to do that fake shot and still maintain control of that ball. Now coming to the near hash mark, they'll try the right side, around the horn it goes, and now they're at full strength, so they didn't even take a shot there with the man advantage as we approach under 1.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Score 10-0. Now on the far side, that's 17 Carson Jacobs. It's been all Jefferson here in the first quarter. That 10-0 score is not a mistake. And we're not watching a football game here. It's 10-0. First quarter. Now on the far side, hash mark is Gooden, and he wheels around. He scored the 10th last goal here. Now making a nice move, a stutter step move is Henry. Henry coming right in, and he gives it up behind the net to Aiden. Now the shot from the left side, hash mark, goes wide of the goal, and Jefferson will retain possession. 52.9 seconds to go here. Quarter number 1, clock back underway, and a goal from the near side, and it's Aiden with the hat trick. I think number 6 got it. I was just looking away. Let's see, or did he get the assist? Let's go to the replay. Looks like Ritchie may have gotten it. Yep, 29 got the goal. There was the shot that went out, so it was the sequence right after that. Nope, we didn't get it, but yep, that's your goal scorer, number 29, Max Ritchie. I think that's his 3rd then, and that's the 3rd assist for Aiden. That goal comes at 49.2 seconds. We're 11-0. And one more goal will be in running time. And Vipon wins his 10th face-off for Bloomington Jefferson. He hasn't won them all, but he's won the majority of them. Vipon now, and Bloomington, the other guy that was in there, which I think was Cody Ringquist, won the other one. So all Bloomington Jefferson, you gotta win a face-off. St. Louis Park had a really magnificent face-off guy. The first year I started broadcasting a 3 years ago, he was out there winning most of them, and that I just realized that how critical that is to have a successful team. If you can't get the ball, you're not going to be able to score. That's for sure. Now we're down to 13 seconds left. That's Aiden behind the net. Are they going to take a shot? Are they going to let the clock run out here? Now they're getting pressured, and 4 seconds. Looks like they're just going to let it run out. So just trying to let off on the gas here, and he takes a cross shot at the end. Number 1 for Park gives him a shot, but that concludes quarter number 1. That's your score, 11-0. Come back for quarter number 2.
We are there, day 1, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. We are there when you get your first job, helping you to save for the future. We are there when you marry your sweetheart to help secure your new life together. We are there if the unexpected happens, to help you see life from a new perspective. We are there when you start your next chapter to make sure you get off to a great start. And we are there when you lose your soulmate to help make sure you will be all right. We are with you through life's journey. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us and see what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are about to begin quarter number 2 of this Metro West Boys Lacrosse Conference matchup between the Jefferson Jaguars and St. Louis Park Orioles. That's your score, 11-0. It's been a painful experience for the Orioles here, unable to get possession. They were keeping the score at 0-0 for the first 5 minutes of the quarter, and then Jefferson has held the ball ever since, and they are holding it again here on the faceoff. That is Vipon 20 coming right in, shooting and just missing on the bounce shot, going wide left, and Jefferson will retain possession. That's Max Ritchie, number 29. He has a couple of the goals, and he'll start it out here with just the beginning here, the quarter number 2 from St. Louis Park High School. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're here with us, enjoying this lacrosse match. And Jefferson, they are worth watching. They are really good, well-coached machine here. They look ready to make a deep run into the sections, if not possibly the state. And there's a shot and a stop there by Hauser for Orioles, and loose ball. Down goes an Jaguar, and he's slow getting up. That's Ritchie. And we have a whistle and a stoppage. And now clock back underway, and the Jaguars have possession. That's on the far side, number 16, Henry. Now up top to 14, that is Keegan Gooden. Gooden being guarded by 29 for the Orioles. That's Riley Swanson. And now on the far side, that's number 3, Parker Boone. He has a goal this evening. Now gives it up to Ritchie. So Jefferson just taking their time, just running their motion offense. Ritchie now leaning in. He's a big, strong kid. And now he passes it in tight and weaving around and shooting, and over the crossbar was number 16, Benny Henry, the junior. So a couple of shots have gone wide or over the goal, and the Jefferson Jaguars now 0 for 2 on shots here in the second quarter, but they still have possession. And it's up top to 14, Gooden, I should say, then 17, Carson Jacobs, now number 16 with it, Henry. Henry now, nice back pass to number 15, who scores it. 15 is Gavin Svensson, the junior, takes the pass, wide open, just inside the far hash mark at about the 20, takes the shot, fires it without hesitation, and beats Hauser, who went down on one knee to try to stop that, but he went high on Hauser, and that is goal number 12, and the clock is stopped, so that indicates to me that running time may not start until the second half, but they should start it now. Maybe they don't know. No, I think it's either the first half or the second half, but it looks like it's going to be the second half. So 12-0 now for the Jaguars, and back to the center circle. There is Vipon, number 20, trying to get possession once again. Jack Vipon, the senior, and now we have a whistle and possession awarded to the Jaguars. I believe I saw the signal. And yeah, picking it up is number 2 for the Jaguars. That's Colin Vazca with the long stick, and he brings in the offensive zone. Those long sticks are great for poking the ball away, and he'll give it up to Ritchie, who's now behind the net, being guarded closely by the Orioles' Tony Stadler, and he turns Ritchie away. Nice job there by Stadler. Now on the perimeter on the far side, that's number 19, Julian Kidd, the junior for Bloomington. Kidd now retreats all the way back to his 40, and he's trotting around, and he's going to take a run there from the top of the key, much like a point guard trying to drive the lane, but he gets pushed to the side nicely by number 32, who we don't know who that is. So and now a shot and a goal, just as there we are. Number 19 gets it, and that's 13-19, and the Jefferson Jaguars are just cruising. Nice defense there by 32, the unnamed soldiers. He hacks at it, but he wasn't able to stop it all the way, and they are beating Hauser. Julian Kidd, number Number 19, and clock stopped here. 9:12 to go here. First half, second quarter, back to the center circle, and that is, again, Jack Vipon winning all of these face-offs, every single one of them since early in the first quarter, and he spins around, loses it, and scoops it up again as he gets hacked from behind by number 9. That's Flynn Spano, who he beat in the center circle. And I don't think the Orioles have won one face-off. In fact, I'm quite certain they haven't all match long. So another long night as Vipon runs off, and there's number 5 with it. Tony McNamara, the junior midfielder for the Jaguars. More substitutions as Stadler holds on to the ball, or McNamara, I should say. That's McNamara still holding it over by the far hash mark inside the 30. Now he'll retreat back again. So McNamara just burning up time here, wasting time, one might say, but they do have a 13-goal lead, so I think they are taking it a little bit easy, which is a very humanitarian thing to do. And now back to McNamara, so they're just working on their motion offense here. One of these times they are going to take a shot, I'm sure they have to, and there's a shot from the far side. Tough angle, though. That was Matt Zielinski with the shot for Jefferson right there. That would have been a heck of a goal. He just misses that corner he was going for. So Jefferson working on their target shooting here. And that ball goes awry, but they retain possession. And now McNamara to the far side to Zielinski, number 10. And ball almost intercepted by the Jaguars, but unfortunately it ends up in a goal for Max Ritchie, who was able to snare that ball, then turn, wheel, and shoot and score. And at 7:46, the score is now 14-0. So here's the nice pass right there, and it was tipped by the defender there. Nice camera work by our ParkTV 16 camera. Jackson Aoun for St. Louis Park got a piece of that ball, and it got through to Ritchie. So boy, a bad luck there. Pretty good defense by the Orioles, but just not getting the breaks, able to get a piece of that ball, but still ends up in a goal, and now it's 14-0 with 7:46 to go. Back to the center circle, and is that Vipon? I think it is, or is that number 21? It's Vipon, and he wins another one. This time he went against Parker Bernildson, and now Vipon with it, crosses the 30, now passes it back to number 16, Benny Henry. And Henry gets it over to 17, Carson Jacobs now. Jacobs with it. Vipon comes off, and just coming onto the field and taking possession of the ball is Keegan Gooden. Gooden now drives the left side. Now he'll turn around. Nice defense by the Orioles. Bernildson getting in front of him between the goal. Now coming on the right side is Henry. Henry fakes the shot, spins around. Gets it back to 17, Jacobs. Jacobs now to the left side, and the shot wide right, taken by number 14, Keegan Gooden. Clock stopped at 7:05, and here's Gooden, 14, puts the move on. Bernildson comes around, another tough angle, and off the mark. The ball skids past Noah's left side, and now Aiden Rathsabandith has it. Rathsabandith has it. I'm going to get that last name. I'm still going to call him Aiden. All right, Aiden with it, number 6. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists, if memory serves. Now he passes it up to Gooden, now to the far side. That's 17, Jacobs. Carson Jacobs, and he locks it in there. It's blocked away there by number 16 on defense. That's Levi Larson. Ball goes out of bounds, but the Jaguars retain possession, bringing it in from the near side. That's Henry, number 16, and he passes it wide open, and a shot, and missing. So the Jaguars not as accurate here in the second quarters they were in the first on their shots, missing several, including that one. Hauser got a piece of it, so we'll give him credit for the save. And who has the ball? The Jaguars still have it. They've had it all match long, basically, and they still have it, and that is Gooden with it, 14, and he gets pushed a little bit there by 29, who I like his defense. Riley Swanson playing well, not giving up there. Now on the far side, 16, Henry. Henry's shot goes back behind the net, picked up by Aiden. 5:45 to go here, second quarter. Aiden up to number 14, Keegan Gooden. Gooden now, spinning there with his number 17, Carson Jacobs. Jacobs still with it on the far hash mark. Being turned away by David Bryant, the senior defender for the Orioles. Nice job on defense by Bryant, and that shot is rebound, and another pass behind the goal to Aiden. Aiden being guarded closely by the Orioles. Now ball way out front, and misplaying it was Gooden, but back to pick it up is Henry. Henry now at a 45-degree angle. Screen there. He takes a shot and just misses the goal. Went right by the head here. Henry, look at that shot. And that ball just misses the net. Noah had good position, though, there, and that definitely impacted the shot. Now ball gets loose, and Henry back to pick it up as it doesn't get over to the across the midfield line there, as both the Jaguar and Oriole defenders there were waiting for a chance to get possession or to fight for it, but the Jaguars come away with it. And here's a big shot and a save by Hauser. Noah Hauser, nice looking save there. That's a highlight reel save. That ball had some pace on it. He snared it out just like getting a leaping salmon out of the lake. He snared it. Now he gives it up, and he's going to give up a goal, and that's what happens when you come out of the net. So just as he makes the save, he gives up a tough turnover to Keegan Gooden. Here he is. And when you come out of the net as the goaltender, if something like this happens, a nice poke check away, and there's no one there. Open net goal for Keegan Gooden, unassisted. So 4:23 to go in quarter number 2. Clock stopped. Score 15-0. Jaguars have won 14 straight face-offs since scoring goal number 1. And they're going for face-off 14 in a row. And Vipon wins it again. And he's won about 90% of them here, folks. And he is off to the races. And now we have a circle or a whistle and a turnover. Not sure what that call meant, but now the Orioles are in the offense and they have the ball. And that's number 9 with it. That's Flynn Spano, and Spano still with it. Let's hold on to it, boys. Come on. And now picked up by number 10. That is Stadler. Stadler now, and it gets taken away quickly now by number 19 for the Jaguars, Julian Kidd. And there's a big shot at a goal with the long stick. I haven't seen too many goals like that with a long stick in my announcing career here, Lacrosse. Look at that shot wide open, and with that long stick, the pace, that ball was about 12 inches off the ground the whole way. And with that shot and goal, that's number 4, Sam Wallace, with the long stick. That was quite the highlight there. Yeah, he's getting some kudos from his teammates. It's not often you see a guy with that kind of long stick scoring like that, having so much space to be able to do it. Is the number 1 hurdle I think you'd need, is just to get enough space. And boy, he had it, and he just, I don't know, whipped that ball in there. All right, now the Jaguars have it, and now Aiden has it, and it's 3:40 to go here. And Jaguars now, that's Aiden, number 6. And then he gets over to the far hash mark, up 16-0. And there's the pass to McNamara, who scores it for goal number 17. 3:23 left to go, half number 1. Quarter number 2, and that man, number 5, Tommy McNamara, the junior, getting the honors this time. Great opportunity to pad your stats here tonight for everybody. Good night for everybody for Jefferson squad to get some varsity action. So far, all Jefferson. And we're not watching a football game, even though this is being played on St. Louis Park's football field. And back to the center circle, and Bernaldson loses another one again to Vipon. And Vipon 20 gets over to Henry 16 on the far hash mark, and he stops at the 30, waiting for some substitutions on the fly by the Jaguars. We have now 3 minutes to go. Lovely evening here, light winds about 9 miles an hour to the west, 55 degrees approximately, so still a really cool temperature for this time of year, even in Minnesota, well below average, as it's been most of the spring, but probably perfect weather for running around playing lacrosse, and there's a pass and a goal. Henry to number 3, I believe that was Parker Boone. There he is with the goal from Henry. And there's Boone, and he gets right in the seam there. This is a great angle by our camera crew, and he fakes and shoots, and right over Hauser, who was off balance. And Hauser again showing great emotional restraint there. Gotta be tough. 2:39 to go, 18-0. Back to the center circle, and let's see, that is Jack Vipon, number 20. This time honors Flynn Spano, the junior attacker, trying to win a face-off, and it's taken away by number 17, Carson Jacobs. Jacobs now with it just inside the 50 on the far sideline as he goes around number 13, Jackson on, the junior. On though, able to catch up and stop him there a little bit. Oh, pass intended there for 13, Stone Payer, a sophomore, but he loses it. Now ball continues to be loose in front of the Oriole goal, and now it's picked up by Carson Jacobs. Jacobs now up top to number 4. That long stick again, going for more. And this time Hauser stops him. Nice job there by Noah Hauser, stopping Sam Wallace, who scored with that long stick. Not this time, says Hauser. And now St. Louis Park on offense. Bernaldson with it, crosses the 30, and he's in the near side, gets it ahead up to the top. Number 13, Jackson on now. On with it, and let's see, the Park looks like they're running around with some confidence here. Let's see if they can get something going, get a decent shot on net as we approach 1.5 minutes to go here before halftime, and losing it on the move, and that's what I mean about being able to keep the ball in the basket. That is a skill that needs to be worked on for the Orioles, because you got to be able to keep possession. And wow, look at the running there by number 14, Keegan Gooden, just weaving around the Orioles as he gets across midfield and gets some space, and now he'll turn it around. So nice job by him beating that double team on the far side to get into the offensive zone. Now Carson Jacobs with 1 minute to go. Jacobs there was going to pass it to Gooden. Now he's going to keep it, and he is being marked very closely by number 10, Tony Stadler on defense. Nice job by Stadler for the Orioles. And now up top to number 10 with possession, Matt Zielinski. 40 seconds to go. 18-0. Will it stay 18-0? 30 seconds to go. If they are consistent with their behavior at the end of quarter number 1, they will just simply run out the clock here. That's what they did last time. It looks like they may be doing that this time. Let's see, no shots being taken. And now that is Keegan Gooden. 15 seconds remaining, and it does look like the Jaguars are going to allow the clock to run out here. 8 seconds, yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. 5 seconds, and that is Keegan Gooden, and he's waiting for the horn, and there is the horn, signifying the end of quarter number 2. Our halftime score, 18-0. Come on back for half number 2, which will be in running time.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are broadcasting Metro West Boys Lacrosse. Glad you're with us. Bloomington Jefferson in command here as we're about to begin quarter number 3. They're up 18-0. They've won the last 17 faceoffs after scoring their first goal a few minutes into quarter number 1, and they've been cruising ever since. So we are about to begin the 12-minute third quarter period. Jefferson in their powder blue going left to right. That is Jack Vipon to take the center face-off from, oh, nope, this time it's not Jack Vipon. It was Cody Ringquist who is in on relief, and now Vipon has it. So Vipon on the field, but not taking the face-off this time, and Jefferson begins right where they left off with the ball on offense, up by a ton of goals here, and we are in running time. They do have a mercy rule in varsity lacrosse as that shot by Jack Vipon goes wide left, and that's going to be picked up by number 8 in the corner. That is Garrett Lowe. Lowe, the sophomore, gets it to the near side. That's Max Ritchie. Now to Vipon, and now to number 12. That is Ringquist. I've almost got all these Jefferson names down by heart and by number. That's Aiden, and that is number 12, Gooden. And it's intercepted by the Orioles, and he loses it. That is their biggest problem, is how to keep that ball in their basket. So frustrating, and nice defensive play there by number 10 for the Orioles. Tony Stadler intercepting it and then losing it out of his basket, and now the Jaguars get it right back. And we are just inside 11 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. And now the ball comes to the near side, Aiden. And he is my favorite player to watch on Jefferson. Really nifty moves out there. Really sets up his players well, so quick. And now he gets the ball quickly over to number 17. That is Carson Jacobs. And the ball all the way back around to Max Ritchie. To the near side, that is Julian Kidd. Kidd plays catch there with number 12. That is Cody Ringquist. And now the ball being moved very quickly. Jefferson working on their passes, and the shot inside, blocked in front. I don't know if Hauser got it or was that the defenseman, Levi Larson, but nevertheless, nice stop there by the Orioles defense, but the Jaguars retain possession. Picking it up there nicely was Max Ritchie, and the ball, boy, look at it. It's just like watching NCAA tournament basketball. The good teams just move that ball around, rotate it so well, and that's what we're seeing here by the Jaguars, just moving it very fast and quick. And that's what they're working on here, is just these basic pass and catch skills. Nice return pass, but missing it momentarily, but picking it up again was Carson Jacobs. And now inside towards Aiden, and his spinning shot dribbles out there. Didn't get much on it. Actually, that was number 8 maybe taking that shot for Bloomington. Hard to tell. Garrett Lowe, very low flat light here, low clouds, kind of a gray, feels more like mid-November and Thanksgiving time actually this time. It feels much like, more like fall than it does spring, unfortunately, here in St. Louis Park. Late May matchup here, and there Jefferson just throwing the ball around. We're now down below 9 minutes to go. Third quarter, ball comes loose momentarily. Carson Jacobs there having a hard time picking it up, and coming over to pressure him there nicely was number 5 for the Orioles, David Bryant. So Bryant asserting himself there. He's got the long stick, playing that left goal post, trying to help out his goaltender, Noah Hauser. Hauser's had some really nice saves tonight, despite the lopsided score. And Jefferson taking it easy here, not taking as many offensive shots as they did, and I think that's a good thing to do. I think that's good sportsmanship. And you know what? You can always work on these passing skills, and that's what they're doing. Perfectly appropriate in my book. Max Ritchie now getting it to the far side, and now over to the far side is Liam O'Gara. Oh, oops, I was looking at the Oriole lineup there. That was number, well, we'll come back to that guy when he gets the ball again. Now to the far side, and Carson Jacobs, now Aiden. Boy, we should have a little counter for the number of passes that they are executing here, and this is just great practice, those spinning catches. Especially in this low light, the concentration and just the way they wrap that ball up, and they just doesn't ever look like it's going to come out of there like there's some sort of stickum. And that's just a skill I'm sure they work on. Must have to do with how they manipulate their wrists and how quickly they can move that, how slippery that. There's a shot and a goal. Taken quickly on the near side. Keegan Gooden, the senior, finally takes a shot, and I think he sort of surprised Hauer. I was surprised for him to take a shot. He just took one like that, and he actually skipped it in and beats Hauser. A little bit of a screen there. There's Keegan Gooden. I think that's a hat trick for him. Goal number 19. Clock continues to run at 6:50 and counting as we are in running time. The rule is if it's the second half and there's a 12-goal differential, it goes to running time. So we now have approximately coming up here right about now 6.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. We are at St. Louis Park High School. And watching the Park Orioles try to show some improvement here is now they lose their 18th consecutive face-off to the Jaguars. And again, this time Jack Vipon gets it. Now that's Benny Henry, and that's Aiden on the far side. And Jaguars will go back into their motion offense is what I would call it, kind of like basketball. They just pass it around, and there's cutters like basketball. Really interesting sport, a lot of similarities to hockey, soccer, basketball. Sometimes when they rush that net, it reminds me of a point guard going in for a layup in traffic. Very similar feel there. And now picking it up for the Orioles on defense with the long stick, number 18. That is Jackson Scher. And now Scher gives it up and it's loose, and there were 3 Jaguars over there and only 1 Oriole, and the Jaguars come away with it. So although the Orioles got another turnover, again, what's plaguing them is just holding on to that possession. And that was, number 19, Liam O'Gara on the defensive end who was able to get that turnover. Want to give credit where credit is due. And now to the near side, Keegan Gooden on the top of the key. That's sort of a basketball reference, like a point guard at the top of the key. And that top of the key can range. It's just wherever, how far out the defense is pushing the offense, but whenever the guy is right there, the player is dead in front of the net, and if it's out of ways and there's a perimeter there, I'd say that's the top of the key, and their shot goes, on the replays we see, goes wide, and now the Orioles have possession. Let's see if they can get it across midfield. That would be a win there. Ball goes loose as he tried to get it ahead, and it sailed on him. Intended recipient was Justin Tomczak, the junior, and that ball wasn't really close, and now that's Max Ritchie, number 29 right there, and he gives it up to Keegan Gooden, 14, and he will maintain his right position there. Now at the top of the key, Benny Henry to the far side, that's Aiden, and now at the goal line, back around to Max Ritchie, and I checked the clock, and we are now below 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Oh, and he's going to take the shot he couldn't resist, and a save there by Noah. Nice job. Noah Hauser now has it, and he's going to dance around. Why not? He's a senior. This is one of his last matches. They probably won't get very far in sections. I don't mean that derogatorily. And they haven't won a game all year. And now Hauser's pass intended for number 5, David Bryant. He was unable to corral it in, and that results in another turnover. And the Jaguars are back on offense. 3:40 to go. Max Ritchie. Nice little ground ball pass. Haven't seen one of those ever in a match. Something different. Benny Henry at the top of the key. Aiden. Now the pass inside. And I think that was tipped by the Orioles defenseman down there. Is that Bryant? I think it was. Nice defense. Ball comes across the goal mouth. And a collision also as Max Ritchie went down hard. I didn't see how he went down, but I saw him get up. An interesting sequence there, but the Jaguars still have it as we now have 3 minutes to go right now in the third quarter. Running time, 1 more quarter to go. Now with it, number 15. That's Gavin Svensson. Now McNamara, number 5. That's Tommy McNamara. And now Benny Henry up top to the top of the key. Now that is McNamara. He gets it over to the left side. Aiden, quick little pass in the slot. Now down on the goal line, pass in between, and Ritchie puts it in. Kind of a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kind of skyhook shot from the left side. Here's the neat, nifty little passing, and it's a skyhook shot. If it hasn't been coined, I'm coining it right now. The skyhook shot by Max Ritchie. I think that's like his 4th goal as the clock continues to run as we are now at 2:06, 2:05, and there's Max Ritchie. Nice form there. kind of went up and just did a Kareem. If you know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was, famous Lakers center, won many championships with Magic Johnson and James Worthy and the crew against the Celtics, classic NBA, and that was a skyhook there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar style. And now Jack Vipon wins another face-off with 1 minute 40 seconds to go here in period number 3. Jaguars got 18 of their goals in the first half. They've slowed down their offensive output on purpose here, letting their foot off the gas ever so slightly here. Now on the near side, that's number 19 with it, Julian Kidd. Kidd at the top of the key, still with it. Now Aiden. He likes that left side. He'll look for a room. Now back to Kidd, and Kidd's pass in the middle in traffic is unable to connect. Ball loose behind the net to the near side, and the Jaguars come away with it, but I think there's going to be a whistle, as down in front of the net was number 32, and now we have a player hurt. Everyone's on their knee. Yeah, that's for the hurt player. That's customary here. And there is a player down for St. Louis Park, so there's going to be looks like a penalty. Unless he's just down on one knee for just equipment reasons. So, I didn't think there was a penalty, but a player hurt. Number 32, the nameless 32. I checked a couple sources, don't know who that young man is, but he comes off a little gingerly as he goes down on one knee on the sidelines. I think he'll be all right, but they're tending to him. And we're back underway here. Jaguars in possession. And we're now below a minute, 46 seconds to go. And now Benny Henry, 16, at just outside the 10-yard line. Now gets it down to number 19, Julian Kidd. And now Aiden is behind the net, 6 to Kidd to Henry. And Henry back to Kidd, back to Aiden. And they're going to let the clock run out here, just like they did the other 2 quarters when they had possession. That's their MO. And so now to the top of the key to Vipon, and maybe they will try to score a goal. They look like they're increasing their intensity. Vipon now, rather than walking, is in a trot, and Aiden, but I think they're just messing around here. Yeah, they are. They're not going to try to take a shot here, as they shouldn't. So great exercise of restraint by the Jaguars. And that is the horn ending the third quarter. Our score 20-0. Come on back for quarter number 4.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at St. Louis Park High School, bringing you the beginning of the fourth quarter of this Metro West boys lacrosse match featuring the Jaguars of Bloomington Jefferson and the Orioles of St. Louis Park. That's not an accident. Your score is 20-0. It's been a tough night here for the Orioles against a vastly superior Jaguar team this year. So it's obviously rebuilding time for the Jaguars. And are they going to win a face-off for the first time all night? That would have been super exciting. They still could get it. Come on, pick it up here. And no, it's still loose. It's not to be determined. And the Jaguars win that one too. But the Orioles gave their best effort on that face-off, winning it almost. Nice improvement there on the face-off. But now the Jaguars, they are going right to left in the powder blue with white numbers, and that's Aiden, number 6, with the ball. His last name is Ras the Bandit. I think I'm getting it a little bit better, Ras the Bandit. But we're calling him Aiden, number 6, and he has had a great night here, as many of the Jaguars have on offense. 20 goal output here, and 2 of them only in the third quarter, 18 in the first half. So they're obviously just running the clock here, exercising their own kind of mercy rule policy in addition to the running time, as we are now below 11 minutes to go in this 12-minute final quarter. So it's Academic who's going to win, of course, as we look at number 3, Parker Boone, number 3, and he gets it up top to Carson Jacobs. Jacobs' pass misses, and a chance for the Orioles to get possession. Fighting for it is number 16 for the Jaguars, Levi Larson. Ball still loose in the corner, and having a chance there is number 28 for the Orioles. That is O.J. Hager, the junior, and he does have it. Hager showing some speed and breaks into the offensive zone. Nice move there by Hager. Number 20 takes a shot, and it's saved. The first one, first shot on goal. I think we'll call that on goal. Number 30. Wow, O.J. Hager showing some highlights here as he breaks into the open field on the replay and just pulls up and takes a shot. Smart decision there when you got a chance, and there's the save by the goaltender for number 30. Is number 30, Jake McCarthy, the sophomore, and I think the Orioles appear to be retaining possession, and we got a penalty on number 6, Aiden. I don't know what the call was for or how long it's going to be for, but now the Orioles, on that great play by O.J. Hager, have possession and a man advantage and a chance to lose the goose egg, and there's a shot, and it just reaches wide of the goaltender, and they retain possession. Number 9 had it there, and there was a quick shot by Bernaldson, number 12, Parker Bernaldson, unable to connect, but the Orioles have possession again, and oh, there's what I've been talking about, is just keeping that ball in the basket. That is really a trend here. Not a trend, that is a problem. My goodness, and now they've lost it, and that's number 26 with it for the Bloomington Jefferson. So frustrating to watch. Boy, it's got to be even more for those players. And now they come away with it again. And collision, and we have, and a flag now comes up, and we've got an injured player right there. Going down is number 9, taking a hack on the wrist as he kicks the ball. And he takes a hip shot from number 3. Just lays him out there. He may, I think, just got the wind knocked out of him. But there he is. Nope, not there. It's going to be just a little bit later on the replay, and it is brutal here. Here comes number 3. Parker Boone just puts it right in his solar plexus. He was kind of unprotected as he's on his back. It looks like a play from my football days that you just got the wind knocked out of you because he was just prone there, but he took a shot right to the sternum by Parker Boone, who's appears to be a pretty solid kid. So hopefully he will, yeah, defensive player, that's what it is. And I just heard that is going to be a hit, and I don't know what that means. So an illegal body check to a defenseless player, and that's what it looked like. It was completely unnecessary, and I don't know if you want to call it a cheap shot. I don't think it got to that point, but it was definitely a tough play there, and not necessary, especially when you're up 20-0. But coming off and looking to be okay, that was Flynn Spano, took the hit. There he is. Yeah, he got the wind knocked out of him. That's what it looked like. They look like they have some good chest padding there. So I bet my guess is he's going to be a little sore, but okay. But you get your wind knocked out, especially when you don't expect it. And he didn't expect the hit. And he took it right into his lungs there. And it just probably just knocked the wind out of him. That's exactly what that is. Okay, back underway. 8:40 to go. They did stop the clock, I think, for the injury, so that's an exception. There's a shot by Bernaldson and another save by number 30 for the Jaguars. I believe that is O'Connor, if I'm not, Jake McCarthy. I knew it was an Irish name. Now number 4 with it for the Jaguars. Sam Wallace with the long stick. Nice pass ahead across to midfield. Ben Ellsworth, 11, hauling it in. And Ellsworth takes a hit, and this is going to get chippy now. Yep, that's going to be payback big time. Giving it back, right back. This is St. Louis Park. This is a tough school. Yeah, it's going to get chippy. The officials got to stay on top of this, or some players will get hurt. And did we have a goal there that I missed? I see some jumping around here in the backfield for the Jaguars, but I think they're maybe just keeping warm there. And more now penalties being bestowed. Still on a knee. Yep, number 32 for roughing, and he did. Yep, that was the payback. So this game is rough like hockey, folks. It may be even more rough. They have less padding than hockey players, especially around the knees. And look at the hacking going on there now. This is going to get 7:20 to go here. Number 10. That's, let's see, for St. Louis Park, Stadler on defense. And he's trying to get the ball away there, poke checking aggressively. Out there this time was Levi Larson, and on offense, that's Benny Henry. Henry puts a move on, the defense comes in and then turns away. So I think after that, I look for the Jaguars to stay clear of that goal. They're not going to be rushing that net because if they will leave themselves vulnerable for hits, and I think Park's going to deliver them. And here is at the top of the key. I will highly doubt if Jefferson gets anywhere near that net. Any player, no way. Let's see if I'm right. On the far side, Benny Henry, just for their own preservation. They're going to just stay on the perimeter where it's nice and safe. Yep, behind the net, Benny Henry. Yeah, they're gonna pack it in after those two rough hits, and that's a smart move. Oh, they are inside there, leaving themselves, and it's taken away and stolen. And do we have a stop? No, I thought it wasn't stolen. What was I looking at that Oriole defenseman? I thought for some reason he had it, but I was wrong. That was David Bryant, number 5. Now the Jaguars still have it. They still have it on the perimeter. There is a player there camping up in the middle. Number 8 for the Jaguars is Garrett Lowe, being brave, and he comes now out to the perimeter a little bit more. So just token cutters there in the middle. So they got the middle guy and then all the guys around, and the middle guy is not getting that close to the net. And if there's any real strong cutting plays with trying to feather passes or thread the needle, I'd be surprised as Aiden now puts a move on, taking some pokes there from the defense, number 10 for the Orioles, Tony Stadler. Now that ball eludes, and it's going to be picked up by the Orioles on the miscue, and that is number 29, Riley Swanson, off to the races, and he keeps his balance nicely and possession of the ball and makes it in the offensive zone. Excuse me, that's number 25, Sammy Ortiz, but then Ortiz loses it and gives a hit. Benny Henry going, what the heck? Oh, come on, Benny. That was no big deal. Now the big long stick, and he trips as he tries to let it go. That was funny. Now the ball comes out across the midfield. The action's getting as good as it's been all afternoon. Players delivering shoulder checks, and we got a whistle on the near side. 4:44 to go here. Watch this sequence. Number 13 trying to get it, and now giving a shot there. So it's definitely getting physical, and we got a timeout taken by Jefferson, and this is just for preservation. Trying to get out of here without getting injured would be the number 1 goal for the Jaguars. They're 9-3. They're about to go 10-3 here. Section's coming up. They don't want to incur any injuries. Well, all right. Paul Broden, our producer, has put up the regular season and also the conference schedule, or the records. There's Benilde St. Margaret's 12-0, 5-0. I think they're undefeated all year. They've got to be number 1 in the state or close to it. Prior Lake's a good team. Eden Prairie actually is number 1 in the state. So it might be the Eagles and the Red Knights in the state tournament. But looking, Jefferson's 3-1 in the conference. Their only loss coming against Benilde. And that was a good match. They gave Benilde all they wanted early on, but then I think they were up like 4-0 and ended up losing 9-4, something like that, 9-5. But they did give Benilde all they could handle early on, and then there's the rest of the schedule. So it's Jefferson and Benilde St. Margaret's atop the Metro West Conference as we now come out of the timeout. So with 4:34 to go. So that's not part of the mercy rule. The coaches can still take timeout, and this was a Jaguar timeout. And let's see, much of the normal characters are out there. Aiden 6 is out there, so some of their starters and best players. Carson Jacobs 19 out there. Keegan Gooden 12 with it, starts off play. So 4:30 to go in the match. 20-0 is your score. And no one on the knee, so everyone at full strength. And the Jaguars have been content to run the clock out here at the end of each of the previous 3 quarters. And because it is getting a little physical out there, I think they're going to just run around the perimeter as long as they can and run out the clock. And that's exactly what Keegan Gooden is doing, literally running around, running out the clock for real. That's actually running out the clock. They're running and the clock is running and they're trying to get it out. So this is literally and figuratively what is going on. Running out the clock by the Jaguars. You're not going to see a pass. And an Oriole goes down, and that drew a reaction on the field and in the stands. And there's Aiden in the far corner. And look at him with that ball control. And they're just going to run away here. And St. Louis Park is getting bold on defense. They're coming out on the perimeter to chase them. Any chance they get here to try to steal that ball away or get a shot on them. Not like it would be illegal, but they're not happy being down 20-0. A lot of frustration built up there. Their player took a huge hit, and he's on the sideline for the rest of the game. Spano got the wind knocked out of him on a huge shot that resulted in a 2-minute penalty against the Jaguars. And again, running out the clock, Keegan Gooden now passes it to Aiden, and Aiden will come right back towards Gooden. They'll switch sides behind the net, and I look at the clock, and we're now 2:50 to go in the match. And this is what we're going to be watching. Just the Jaguars trotting around. And now they're going to try to crunch him in here, try to pin him in the corner here, although there was 2 Orioles out there, and then it's not going to work if there's one. You can't really trap them like in basketball. And they do have a timeline here too, which is midfield. So lots of rules from different sports that all come together here in lacrosse. And it really is an exciting game. Lightning fast scores. And really tough. These guys really play tough. It's not for the meek of heart, that is for sure, as we now have 2 minutes to go. 20-0, and they're off to the races. And oh, big poke check there by number 32. We don't have his name, and he goes down, but he hasn't quit playing. And there's their high school spirit of St. Louis Park. And he's still trying to poke that ball loose. He's still trying out there, as are all the Orioles, along with Ortiz, 25. He's got the big bandage on his left leg there. He's played well on defense in addition. And we're now below a minute and a half. Jaguars starters, there's a flag on the play, so that must have been a penalty, but until the Orioles touch or get possession, that penalty will not go into play. And now taking another shot there is Ortiz. He's going against Jack Vipon, and he's gonna keep hitting him, and they're calling for the, and he hacks at him again, and Vipon gets away, and that draws a second flag, and now a whistle. And he's gonna get 1 minute, and he wanted that 1 minute. And he was gonna get his Shylock pound of flesh there. If you're familiar with that Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice, Shylock and Revenge, and this is what this is. So it's part of the thing is he takes a hack there trying to get the ball, but he does catch him in the back. And that's a no-no, and that's a 1 minute penalty, and we are now about to get underway again. But the clock continues to run, folks. We're less than 30 seconds from the end of the match. Score 20-0. Jaguars with possession. They basically possessed the ball since early in the first quarter, and they have not given up possession except for a few brief moments. And when I say brief, we're talking less than 20 seconds, except for maybe one extended period of time the Orioles had it. So they've got their work cut out going forward with their program here. They're going to be going into the sections next week as we now hear the conclusion whistle ending the match. And your final score from St. Louis Park High School for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our broadcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.